we are making a world a better place. We want to take the time and think about electric vehicles. I got my old Chevy truck right here. The thing been around the world a few times. If you think about the odometer, it have a 500,000 miles on the odometer. It's crazy. It's like, you know, and it's running on gasoline. It's great. I mean, Chevy made great trucks, but the problem is they run on gasoline. The gasoline is horrible for the environment. Like, look at these gasoline burning vehicles driving. They're horrible. You know, like, you can't barely even breathe out here. Like, it's like, but like, as I like electric cars, I think also they need to look into, like, I think every new car should be flex fuel, right? And you ask me, what is flex fuel? Well, there's other green type of fuel that you can burn in your car, like ethanol and biodiesel, right? If you design a car, if you design your vehicles to run alternative types of fuel and regular type of fuel, because batteries are a hard thing to get right now because of mining and operations and everything else. There might not be enough batteries for everybody, and getting the batteries and everything else, and then you're not going you're not going to get the distance and the range and batteries sometimes, but at least they try. At least they try, and Tesla, So let me get back, So I just want to put that on the table. There's other alternatives other than electric vehicles to do this green revolution. But I want to put it on the table that it's good to see other car manufacturers try, not just Tesla, right? Back in the day, Tesla was the first one. Everybody else thought it was crazy to make electric vehicles, and almost like taboo, because they're killing the oil companies and we make electric vehicles. They knew that from the very beginning. They knew that. It would kill the industry, the oil industry, and that's why they were scared of it. From the very beginning, they were scared of if you guys remember the whole who care electric cars. From the very beginning, they were scared of the electric cars and what they might become if it actually became a thing, It totally transformed this whole industry that we are, right? And the thing is, and it should be, because the way things are is bullcrap, and because we are destroying our planet, right? Like, we going to have lush, beautiful forests, and I'm glad, they are finally coming out with an electric vehicle. I think the Hummer EV is real nice. It's nice. It's a beautiful, nice vehicle. I think it is better or more practical than the Cybertruck. And if I could pick one, what would I want to pick? I'm totally 100% probably pick the Cybertruck. But that's just me. There are probably a lot of other people that have a lot more money and that have image of, because sometimes you don't just buy a car. You don't just buy a car because of the functionality or whatever. You buy a car because of how it makes you feel. And some people, and Chevy does, those cars, they have a classic type of car feel, where it feels like a real car and not just a computer, which is, I think it's great. But the future is coming, and as Tesla is putting people on the moon and Mars and stuff. It's great that they least GMC is putting putting that stuff on the inside of the vehicle, right? They're putting the planetary lunar escapes on the inside of the speakers and stuff like that, which is, I think that was a great touch, because they can say they can see that they at least thinking about the things, right? They're still thinking about the fact that we need to get off this planet. Or maybe they're just doing it to mimic Tesla, right? Because mimicry is the best flattery, so people are like, oh, so, I mean, I think it's really cool, like, concepts that they doing with the cars. Would I pay $100,000 for it? Do I think people would? Yeah, probably some people would pay $100,000. I wish I had, but the problem is with all these electric vehicles, they are expensive. Any new vehicle is expensive, Any new vehicle is expensive, right? And if you're gonna buy a new vehicle, you might as well buy an electric vehicle. If you're gonna buy a brand new off the showroom floor, drive off the lot, you might as well buy an electric vehicle. But I can't afford that. I'm sure many of you guys can't afford that. You guys still driving your grandma's car from CEC. That from when she retired and she didn't need no more because she don't drive no more. Or freaking some other car that you bought off of Craigslist for a couple thousand bucks because it looks like it ran decent. Most of us, that's what we do. We buy a car off of Craigslist because it looked like it run decent. We took it to a mechanic friend, and he'd be like, "Yeah, this probably can get us around the block a few times before comps out. That's all I really need." That's what I do. I go to a fucking, and that's why I can afford it. I can't afford it, If I could afford it, I'd buy at least a minivan or a van or a bus. One day I'll probably have me an electric bus. That'd be epic, if I can ever afford it, that is. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You bought a 2008 Honda Fit. 2008 new freaking vehicle, Craigslist. I mean, that's what everybody doing, That's because once you buy that thing off the lot, it climbs in value, and every year that go by, it's just depreciating in value. The cars depreciate in value. They say electric vehicles are going to depreciate value slower than gas cars, but I don't know. With the amount of technologies coming out, the new cars are going to be better than the old cars. So it's like technology, like last year's iPhone is half the price of this year's iPhone. So it's going to be the same thing as like cars in the future, I guess. It's so crazy though if you think about cars and technology and where we're heading. But it's important to think about that we still probably going to have cars that not running backwards. So we still gotta get off gasoline. Ethanol is actually a really good thing, like I said in the beginning of this video. And every car ran on flex fuel, and which it only costs the factory $50, maybe $100 to put in a couple more sensors and a little bit different computer setup, programming in the computer. I mean, would it really cost them anything to put ethanol in every vehicle? And it will run clean and I definitely done the research. I bought that book called Alcohol Can Be a Gas. It's a great book. It reads you through all the information about ethanol and how you can make ethanol, how you produce it, I bought the book, then I lost it in my travels, but I might buy it again because it's just an interesting read and a lot some information that, and not too hard to read either for something like me that have a harder time reading, something that I can read. The print was big and everything else, so I still have a hard time reading it, but still a great book. And yeah, and talk about the oil companies, back in the day, what they did to the Rockefellers, right? And the Rockefellers bought, started the prohibition against alcohol because they knew they were in their business, to get a hold up on what's going on in the world, and they want to sell more gas, so they made it legal to sell alcohol, and that's the whole reason we have prohibition to this day. And I think the one thing we need to have prohibition against is oil. And we still go have, and all our cars can really be converted over to ethanol, like ASAP. Like, you know, and yeah, that car get 30 miles to the gallon, which is great, you know, like your car that you just bought that is like get 30 miles to the gallon, you got off of Craigslist, and I mean that's pretty good, you know. You probably only pay like $1,000 or $2,000 for it, man. And which is, you know, think about how many gallons of gas you can buy until you know, for a price of electric vehicle. So, yeah. I mean, electric vehicle eventually gonna pay for themselves. Eventually, like, if you do the math, once Elon Musk come up with that $20,000 car, that the payment's going to be $200 a month for it, it's going to be like, yeah, I think it's time, you know? But right now, I think a lot of people are still like on the line. But the thing is, like, it's good that other car manufacturers are getting on board with this electric thing, you know? They finally they finally saw this little car company overtake them all. They now he's the one in charge. He's the head honcho. Like, yes, bow down to me, you little car companies. And like, but yes. And so they like, yeah, a little freaking car company became the biggest car company in like, what, a couple years, you know? They're literally doubling the value every couple of months. It's crazy, you know? Double in size every few months. It's like, bloop, 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 bloop. You know, it's like a freaking weed or something, you know? You didn't even see it go. You walk outside, like, oh crap, there's a tree here. That's like what happened to Tesla, man. Like, you know? And they didn't realize that it was going to be bigger than your house. I'm like, wow. And like, you know? And that's what happened. So I'm glad that these other car companies finally be like, you know what? Tesla's so big that we can Tesla never gonna go out of business. Tesla bigger than them all. Tesla can take them all, is taking them all off, and have enough money, power now. Now they got down. They guess what they have to do? They're gonna have to, and they are. They're gonna have to, and they are finally buying into this electric car company idea of putting batteries in their cars instead of engines, and you know. And I don't know. I guess that's a lot of people say that's the future. I guess. It's interesting. These car companies finally decided to do it though. They finally decided, hey, you know what? I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna let movies in the car. Put these batteries and stuff in it. You know, make a cool vehicle that way. And it's great. I think it's great that they dropping on the bandwagon trying to do it, you know. Tesla is a first. I mean, I definitely think they're going to be on top for a while. But who knows? Let's see what happens. I put my $50 in to buy me a stock tomorrow. So, of a Chevy, you know, buying me, you know, which is a lot. It's a lot for me right now, for not only very much of anything and not having anything, but I'm hoping that, you know, if I keep investing my money, that I will have enough to survive. It's a lot, you know, because like I don't know. I'm not really making very much right now, and I'm struggling. You know, traveling around in my vehicle, and you know, I definitely would think it would be nice not to have to buy gas. Uh, Support the oil companies, but you know, my car is over there. That has its improvement. So I don't know. I just want to do like a little bit of rant, because I don't know. Tell you what I feel about this whole situation. I hope it was informative, a little bit informative. It seems like everybody doing these rants on these electric cars, and I'm glad to see that more people doing electric vehicles, I guess. I don't know. Please hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell icon things. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, hit the bell icon. We got one person in the chat, it looks like. So 5 people view. It's in. 5 people hit the like, so appreciate it. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna get off here and get going on the day. Thank you.